Okay, let me just get right to it. We're on the end of the Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2, and it's a big disappointment. Alright, bye. I'm done with my video. I'm gonna head out the door. Well, I can't leave. I can't leave my door now. I can't leave my room because of the shitty that happens in Rising Shield Hero. You know, from the beginning, Rising of the Shield Hero, well, has always been, in my heart, one of the greatest isekais around. After the first season, which I respect from the comments years ago about, talk about Rising Shield Hero, talk about the first 4. And I talked about the first 4 episodes of the Shield Hero and see how Naofumi go through this revenge tour that he go through. And I love the creativity that he had to go through, the matches he has done against bitch ass mine and the rest of the other of the party members. I mean, not the party members, the other heroes. His relationship with Raphtalia, who, by the way, still to this day, Raphtalia, best girl. I mean, like, she is one of the best. I got a figure of her if I showed you. And Philo's adorable in the sister-daughter way. But after season 1, we was getting all the hope for season 2. And season 2 gave us what the hell? You see, sometimes when a show gets another season, it tends to fall. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't, depending on the direction that it's going through. Now we get in season 2, and the journeys of Rising of the Shield Hero season 2 has been an up and down, spiraling, zigzag, you name it, out of control series. It was not following the Ellen series. It's not even following manga-wise. It's just going right towards just a route of its own. From one arc to another arc, it's poorly. I mean, with a 6.68 rating, of course, it's gonna suck. And with season 3 coming, we don't know. We don't know where this leads to. Maybe it's the end of Naofumi's journey as an isekai character. Maybe it's the journey. Maybe it's the end for. Maybe he stay and have Raphtalia have a kid together, or Naofumi goes back home and he sees someone look like Raphtalia. We don't know. But again, season 3, we'll see where it goes. But season 2, I gotta say, not what I suspected. I mean, yeah, it had some moments, some developments. I get that. And fan service, which, by the way, didn't see that coming. But this last episode made me realize this is more like an episode 12 than it is 13. Or more like an OVA. But again, it's not much to say on this, but let's get right to it in a review of the Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. Because this 13 is just like it's weird, but I'll get to it. All right, let's do this. Let's talk about the show. Rising of the Shield Hero from season 1 has been good. Let's do it with a big old exposition. Season 1 was freaking fire. Season 2, now it's like how I'm gonna compare this. How can I compare Rising of Shield Hero season 1 and 2? It's kind of like 7 Deadly Sins. Sure, the first season, 7 Deadly Sins, is good and all, but when you get to the next seasons, you're like, what the fuck? What the hell with the animation? Like, what the fuck? Better yet, I got a comparison. The Promised Neverland. Sure, season 1 Promised Neverland was fire. Get it? Fire. But then you get to like season 2 and you're like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? So when I look at this, and season 2 is just not decent, C average, but not. Okay, so let's get right. Okay, so we talked about Raphtalia, Naofumi, and Philo, and everybody else going through these, the aftermath of facing that bitch ass Kyo. Props to the antagonist. I mean, he's still a good antagonist. So after that, this is more like a flashback sort of story in this episode where it's just like how Raphtalia got her outfits and all that stuff. So it was really funny. I mean, we got this. I mean, they did show us more about Naofumi's relationship towards. Raphtalia relationship towards Naofumi, even though Naofumi is dense as a rock. You know, Kizuna is as happy to see Kizuna once again trying to get Raphtalia, like, oh, I know. Raphtalia knows, like, I mean, Kizuna know that Raphtalia has a crush. So like, okay, let's have some fun. Let's do some shopping. Okay, so they gave us, more about how they got into the outfit. So Raphtalia in a samurai outfit, her in a maid outfit, which is cute, by the way. And yeah, what better way for us to feel joy about ourselves when we do a little bit of fan service? Kizuna in a swimsuit, Risha in a swimsuit, Raphtalia in a swimsuit, all adorable, except Raphtalia at the time was like this tall. And yeah, and granted, if she was like her regular height at the time, she looks really good. But I tell you right now, just by looking at this, I mean, like, are we just surprised that we'll get some figures of her? I mean, we already got Raphtalia in a swimsuit back in season 1, and there's already figures of that. But to me, it's like, okay, what they did is, okay, back then we had Raphtalia in a swimsuit and Philo and the others. So they're like, okay, let's reminisce season 1 one more time with everyone in a swimsuit and let's see where it goes. That's what they did. And yeah, reminiscing season 1, because if you remember, every time someone's close to Naofumi, Raphtalia gets jealous. So what they did is, okay, Raphtalia gets a little jealous about like the outfit she's wearing, how she clinging on the outfit. It's all that. Another thing they gave us was more of a flashback. Again, this is all like a flashback story. But mainly the whole thing was about Naofumi and his group going to Os's spirit tortoise, Os to the the burial site in Planet 5. That was the entire journey through this. But it was kind of jumping back and forth back and forth. So it's kind of like a confusing thing going on, but it made sense. So it showed us Os, her. I'm gonna get to Kizuna too. I'm gonna get to the rod hero, but let me get to Kizuna first. Os first. So Os, Risha, Raphtalia, and Philo having these girl talks, And what's really funny? You know what I find this interesting? Is that they put so much emphasis on Raphtalia's lips. They put so much emphasis on, like, so much realistically on the lips. Because she's talking about intimate. She's talking about, like, oh, what is this? Because in their world, they don't know what that kind of is. So believe it or not, to tell intimate about, what's sex is, like mating, all that stuff. So it all makes sense. Even Philo wants to join, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know why people like. I don't know why people like Philo as waifu material. I don't know why. I like Philo, like sister/daughter you want to have, and Philo is that person. I like her. And yeah, we have some Philo moments that were funny, especially with her ability to fly. I mean, like, I get it. In her time, in the other world, she could fly. But in this one, she's like, oh, I want to fly. No, you can't fly. In Naofumi's world, you can't fly. Now, let's go on to Kizuna. There was one movie. Her backstory is somewhat one of the greatest movies of all time. You can ask anyone, what is the best Tom Hanks movie? And I guarantee you, the first thing that comes to their mind is Castaway. And what we got from Kizuna's backstory, is a straight up Castaway. I mean, the movie Castaway. And if you watch Castaway with the soccer ball and the blood, all that stuff, then you realize this is Castaway. So basically, it's not, it's very easy to explain Kizuna's backstory. If you look at Castaway and you look at her backstory, it's all the same. Both on the deserted island. Both trying to salvage food and water. Both trying to try different ways to make fire. Okay, one made a boat. Both of them made a boat. Kizuna stuck on a portal she can't go through. The other one went and survived all that. But my point is, and there was one moment where she's trying to hang herself. But luckily she saw the light. But again, Kizuna's backstory is once again Castaway. So it's not like, oh, I see where this is going. Oh, I forgot to say they had a soccer ball. So I'm like, oh my god. So they have a ball to talk to. Like, oh my god. I feel like they're out of ideas. I feel like they just ran out of ideas for her backstory. Nevertheless, I'm like, wow, I can't even So, the ending part was pretty much interesting, very sad to see Os gone, but I mean, her spirit is still with us. The part when they went to the burial and just put the flowers there, when Nafumi turned around and saw Os, he smiled. So it was a great ending to see. Now we get to see Nafumi's journey and the rest of them in season 3. Now, again, there's not much to say in this episode. It may just back flashbacks and back to the present, back to the past. So it's kind of like that. Now, here's the question I should be asking you guys. Well, here's the debate question. Is Rising of the Shield Hero a top 5, top 10 isekai anime? To me, it's top 5. Now let me explain why. I'm not saying Rising of the Shield Hero is a top 5 still because the anime sucks. Still season 2 sucks. But let's look at Rising of the Shield Hero as a whole. Storyline is good. The characters are good. The development is good. The MC till to this day is Nafumi is everybody's favorite male isekai character. Everybody look at Raphtalia as their favorite female favorite female character in an isekai. I get that. So to me, based off the storyline and everything that's going on in his life, of course, Nafumi is one of the greatest male isekais out there. But when Rising of the Shield Hero as a whole it's still a top 5, top 10 show. I mean, I can name a lot. I can name a few shows that can be over that, but I really can't downgrade Rising of the Shield Hero, given the fact that we got season 2 trash at a 6.68 rating. But we don't know where season 3 is gonna be. I mean, still season 1 is there, but we don't know how season 3 is. And if season 3 can outshine season 2, it better. It better outshine it. So again, there's not much to say. But overall, though, the Shield Heroes season 2 series has been back and forth, zigzag spiral show. They gave us things that we didn't want, but they gave it anyway. They skipped a lot of chapters. They trying to bunch up everything into it. And by God, I wasn't like. The thing is, I am going to talk about Shield Hero Season 3 as well. I can't leave Nafumi hanging, and I'm pretty sure none of y'all can't leave Nafumi hanging, but it is what it is. But overall, though, I give this show a 6. I give this show a 6. I really do. I give Season 2 a 6 out of 10. I know that the animations were on and off at times, but, at least there's some storylines and plots between each of the arcs. I get it. So I can't go ignore that. But that's all I gotta say. So I look forward for season 3 of the Shield Hero. I don't know where the direction of season 3 is gonna go in, but we'll see where this goes. And hopefully a new adventure awaits for Nafumi's crew. Whatever journey it is, we'll see what it is. I just hope they don't. I hope that they're gonna take what they know from the Alien series and try to put it into perspective. I don't know, but it is what it is. So we'll see how that goes. So, I look forward for season 3 of the Shield Hero. May not be good or bad, but it is what it is. But I will say this: July 1st, get ready, guys. My reaction, my thoughts on this show right here. Get ready for the ride of your life. So, see you soon for season 3 of the Rising of the Shield Hero.